Consider supporting Archaeosoup on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Link available in video description. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to another Digging the Game. In this series we play computer games as archaeologists. Often this means delving deep into a game's form and structure, the unfolding landscape that the game is set in, and maybe the historical narrative implied by that setting. Other times it means having fun with a particular time period or place and seeing what we can learn along the way. And I think today's game falls into that second category. Today we're going to be playing Zeus Begins, which actually was released today on the Steam store. Thank you to The Dude Games for the Steam code key. And this game intrigues me because it's firmly up my alley. I grew up with 16-bit gaming. The Mega Drive was my first ever games machine, and therefore games like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage are absolutely my bread and butter. And when I saw this, especially the trailer for this, Zeus Begins, very much in a Golden Axe kind of style, I was intrigued. So let's begin the game, except we can't. You see, I did try the game out initially to make sure it was working, and you get a little introduction, a little sort of cutscene of the story when you start the game, but sadly I can't. All I can do is press continue now. I've tried deleting the save file and all sorts of other bits and bobs. I've installed and reinstalled the game, but yeah, not off to a great start there. So if I could give some recommendations or some feedback in these first impressions, it would be to make it so that you can start a new game from the menu, if possible, maybe in a patch soon. But anyway, let's start and have some fun, shall we? So continue. So this is the beginning of level 1, and here you are as young Zeus, I believe. The controls are quite straightforward, and I quite like the style of the game. It's a pleasing sort of Scott Pilgrim-esque kind of style in terms of the animation. I like it. There's no jump, which is a bit strange for someone who's used to playing, for example, Streets of Rage. But, you know, that's fine. We're in ancient Greece. Maybe people weren't just jumping about and doing all sorts of crazy martial arts. Perhaps it was a bit more grounded, a bit more like a phalanx. Speaking of which, here comes a Greek soldier and a fawn to beat up. I quite like the sort of Spartan-esque kind of look to the armour there. It's quite fun. And I'm sorry to say that the exact reason why I'm beating up people as Zeus has slightly escaped me, because that first story clip is now gone. So there's a reason that Zeus is doing this, why he begins in this way. Now, something that I spotted when I first played this little bit was, can you see a little Easter egg there in the background? That lady in front of the booth is holding. I believe that's a baby Kratos, or God of War. So a nice little computer game Easter egg there for you. It may not be Kratos, but I like to think it is. So here's Zeus and here's baby Kratos. Aww. Anyway, on we go. Now, interestingly, that is a wooden temple by the look of it. Now, that is actually archaeologically accurate. Not all Greek temples were made out of marble. And in fact, one of the potential origins of Greek pillars, in particular, for example, the Ionic style of pillar, may well have been tree trunks, in fact. And out of that came stone pillars. I like this little Cyclops character who seemingly drops magical goods. If you can, there you go. He drops lightning bolts, I believe, which is very, very Golden Axe. You'll see that the lightning sort of magic meter there is filling up with blue rectangles each time you pick up a lightning bolt. And that's very reminiscent of, so in, for example, Golden Axe, you would pick up magic bags that a little nymph maybe a little mischievous goblin would steal from you sometimes. And the more magic, the more blue bars, the more powerful your magical attack. And in this instance, Zeus's magical attack is, of course, a lightning bolt. So shall we give it a go? There we go. That's quite good fun. Oh no, I'm being beaten up from two sides. Now, as King of the Gods, you hope that he's fairly OP, and he is. And here we are about to enter the labyrinth, which is under construction. I wonder if we'll bump into a Minotaur in the labyrinth. So, so far, so good. It is pleasing. It is. It's quite nice controls. The animation is quite nice, and you can tell that this has been made with some love by this indie developer. It's lacking a little bit of polish, though. For example, there we just went from one level to another without any real formality. There was no, for example, score summary as you might get at the end of a Streets of Rage level. No opportunity to take a breather, and the music seemingly just does not stop. I'm looking forward to hopefully a change in the music in an upcoming section, hopefully. Here we have the labyrinth being constructed. I like it. I like the sections of the pillars as they're going up there. Oh, the Minotaur! Look at that! Blimey! I quite like the animation style on the Minotaur. Actually, it's got that sort of 1930s sort of cartoon kind of look to him. The way he sort of, you can imagine him in a Popeye cartoon, can't you? Oh, blimey! How are we going to get him? Oh, there we go. So he blocks a couple and then he can take a punch. And then you can get a punch in. Oh, he stamps on the ground. There we go. Oh. Lightning bolt. Okay, dodge him. So this is, I like the reference, I like the reference to the Minotaur in the labyrinth. Although I doubt if he had been around for the labyrinth construction that he would have stayed inside all this time. But it's a nice reference, I like it. Oh, come on. Oh. I'm really wanting a jump button, I really am. But X punches, A kicks, B doesn't seem to do anything, and Y is your magical power. But it would have been nice if B was a magical power and Y was a jump button. Maybe, possibly. But again, I'm not the game designer. I don't want to tell them how to make a game. Ah! Okay, I think I've got one more life left. We can do this. Oh. I like the look on his face when he gets punched. It's quite cute. Oh. One more life bar to go on him. Yeah! And we pick up an Omega coin. Goodbye, Crete. Okay, the journey begins. After training a while with the Minotaur, Zeus is ready to cross Greece and defeat every creature that gets in his way. And this is the style that that opening had. So it started with you arriving on Crete in the opening of the game, which again sadly doesn't repeat. So I like it, and so now I guess where we're going next. Oh, we're going across the Aegean. We're flying across the Aegean as Zeus. Nice, firing lightning bolts. Again, another sort of classic game motif, Space Invaders style, or the I mean, there's just so many. I can't really remember them all, but there was lots of frantic shoot 'em ups I remember on the Mega Drive, where you'd be maybe like an aeroplane or something, or a spaceship, trying to avoid far too many missiles for your own good. So here we are being attacked by, I can't quite remember the name of the beast, but these mermaids, I think, or some form of mermaid, and there is a beast that is a half woman, half eagle. I'll put the name on screen if I can find it. But again, I like the reference. This feels nice and smooth actually. The controls here are very slick. Dare I say it's a bit too easy? But oh, Manticore, blimey! Did I speak too soon? Ah. The river sticks. I like it. Okay, press start. Insert a coin. Oh, you collect the coin to give to the ferryman to continue. Nice, nice. Nice, I like it. So again, you know, as I was saying at the beginning, not every digging the game has to be super in-depth about structure and form. I think it's perfectly okay to appreciate where game designers take inspiration from specific motifs in history, and in this case in mythology, to create something that is fun. So to buy this game, it's £6.47 today, I think, on the Etsy store, on the Steam store, which I can only guess translates to about $8 or $9. Obviously, the pound isn't quite what it used to be, especially in recent days. But it's good. It's good fun, actually. I like it. It's a nice distraction. Not too difficult, he says, having just been killed by the Manticore. You have to avoid that big fireball in the middle, really. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, blimey. Oh, blimey, this is a bit intense, isn't it? Ow, ow. Okay, okay. Need to avoid the... We can do it, we can do it. Yes, level clear. Collect the coin. Nice. Achievement unlocked, Flying Monster. Lion's Gate, continue. Now the Lion's Gate, that's a nice reference to real-world archaeology. Oh, blimey. And so are we here at Sparta then? Now Zeus, to be fair, wasn't really... Well, I suppose he did... Yeah, he wasn't averse to a bit of... He was an equal opportunities violence person, but also actually he was also quite a lover, not a fighter. So I think he would be trying to seduce these ladies, maybe turn himself into a bull or a goose or something. You go, hey ladies. Ah! I do love the way that they react to a punch. They think a Zeus punch would just, it would make them evaporate, wouldn't you? Oh, oh, oh. Oh. I like the owl there. That's a solid reference to Jason and the Argonauts, isn't it? I believe there's an owl that turns up in that, especially in the movie in particular. There's an owl that looks very much like that turns up. It's also a nice little hint at automatons. They were definitely a thing in ancient Greece, or in the classical world. But yeah, graphically it's very much like the Scott Pilgrim computer game, actually, that is no longer available. Sadly, licensing changed on that. I bought that a little while ago for my Xbox 360 on the Live Arcade, and the people who made the game were no longer allowed to publish it. So that was lots of fun, that one. There you go, there's the Lion's Gate, just there. The triangle, in real-world archaeology, contains a carving, which I shall put on screen if I remember. Oh, no, I've got one more life bar. Oh. Am I okay? Go. I need some life, I need some life. Can't smash the pot, no, nothing in the pot. Damn it! Ah, Zeus, man! Okay. Pay the ferryman. Now, interestingly, often one of the most common motifs on ancient Greek coins was owls, actually. One of the first Greek coins I ever saw had some owls on it, or had an owl on it, an owl's face. But I like the Omega coin reference. It's good, yeah. At the end of your life, you hand the coin over to the ferryman. Right. Gonna lightning bolt all of you. So it is very much in that vein of those classic side-scrolling beat-em-ups. The fun of the game comes from the rhythm, really. Being able to get in, hit and dispatch your enemy and get out again. It's not the most in-depth computer game or gameplay. It's not designed to be in that sense. It's designed to be, I suspect, nostalgic and just a little bit educational. With some computer game Easter eggs thrown in. As I say, Kratos at the beginning there. That was that. I spotted that. The dude. The lightning bolt. Oh my goodness me! This demon is really bothering me. Sorcerer. Okay, we're back at the Lion's Gate again. Why were these people so angry with Zeus? Like, don't you know who I am? Oh. Don't make me go classical on you. I'll lightning bolt you. There we go. So, yeah, so one, or less magic means less of the lightning bolt power. Oh no, got one more life bar. There we go. Lightning bolt. Wow, this is, I'm liking the challenge now. I was saying, I was complaining it was a bit easy before, but you've got to concentrate. A couple more lightning bolts. That's welcome. Thank you, Mr. Cyclops, with your bag of lightning bolts. Oh, okay. Dropping loads. Is this because I've died so much? The game's like, you need some help. Okay. Just focusing here, concentrating. I want to get further than I got before. No, get away, get away, get away, get away. Kick, kick. No, face the... There you go. That's interesting. The kick button seems to want to kick away from... Oh, I see. So kick goes in the opposite direction to what you're punching. By the look of it. Interesting. Okay. That's something to bear in mind. So maybe that means I can, if I'm surrounded, I can deal with folks a bit more easily. Get away from me, magical man. Get away from me, whip lady. Get away from me, soldier boy. Get away from me. Hello, owl. Oh, man. Right. Give me some magic, Cyclops. Thank you. Get away. Oh, no, 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 no. So, there you go, there you go, there you go. Yeah, so the kick does allow you to hit both ways, which is quite nice. Although, this level, amping up the difficulty. Get away, get away! Game over. Wow. Wow. Well, that was fun. That was fun. Obviously, I don't want to spoil too much of the story for you guys. This is meant to be essentially a first impressions video. But actually, I think now that I've died, I might be able to show you the opening of the game again. So let's just see if I press play game. There you go. In the beginning of the world, the first tenants of Olympus were Cronus and Rhea, and the Titan gods. They governed all the world and in the top of the Olympus Mount. Okay. In this family, several babies were born, but Cronus had a rare diet. He swallowed his sons entirely. Rhea hid the last newborn child and gave to Cronus a stone with a nappy that Cronus swallowed as a child. Oh, blimey. That newborn was Zeus, the future king of the gods. He lived hidden in Crete Island, and he trained so hard to defeat Cronus, his father. Here begins the story of the young Zeus, to come back to Olympus and to become a legend. Hence, Zeus Begins. So there you go. You know, if you do die, you get to see the beginning again, which is fair enough, I guess, makes sense. But it would be nice to be able to start the game again from the menu, so you could see that. But yeah, so you start in Crete, you go to the Lion's Gate, you go to Thessalia, the underworld, and then Olympus. Now the underworld would be intense, I imagine, and Olympus itself. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting. I'm pretty sure that this game is worth anyone's time. It's a fun little beat 'em up. It's got a bit of a historical theme to it, and I appreciate some of the little details and the Easter eggs. So check it out if you're interested. Again, thank you to the Dude Games for the review code, and as ever guys, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.